everybody, happy Information Wednesday. Miss Claus is here making her debut. After all, Christmas is 2 whole days away. Before I jump in, I thought I'd start out with a funny Christmas joke. At least I think it's funny. What is fat and jolly and says, oh, oh, oh? Santa Claus walking backwards. Again, I thought it was good. Those of you who know me will appreciate that because I am a huge dork. Anyhow, with the Christmas spirit, I thought it'd be fun to talk about 3 of the all-time famous Christmas movies and some scenes and figure out if your homeowner's policy would kick in those instances or not. So further ado, let's jump in. So first off, we're going to talk about Home Alone. You have the wet bandits that break into the McAllisters' home. And of course, Kevin ends up causing some mischief to defend his family and the home. So one of the big scenes, the wet bandits end up slipping on the sidewalk that is iced over. So what would happen in the event this happened? Well, your homeowner's policy would kick in the event that they were to sue you. Unfortunately, we've all heard stories across the news throughout the years where a burglar happened to sue the person they were trying to rob because they were injured in the process, whether it's, via firearm or whatever the story may be, they end up suing. In the event that this burglar ended up winning, what would happen is your medical coverage you have on your homeowner's policy, which has typically a $1,000 standard limit, would first kick in. And then, of course, your personal liability would kick in after that. Another standard limit for personal liability is about $300,000, which depending on, of course, as I was saying, $300,000 liability coverage may or may not be enough depending on the incident. So I think it's always important to have extra precaution and have an umbrella policy. That way you have something to pick up the excess in the event that your homeowner's policy, your personal liability is insufficient. Number 2 on our countdown, we're talking about National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Clark Griswold takes his family out to the middle of nowhere and gets the most grandest, beautiful Christmas tree, which happens to have a squirrel living in it. Unfortunately, most homeowner policies do not cover vermin, rodents, and or household pets in terms of any destruction or damage. However, what I want to point out is the fact that the grandpa lights up a cigar and the whole tree goes up in flame. Obviously, any house fires, smoke damage, any kind of destruction caused by fire is covered under your homeowner's policy. Number 3 on our list, we have the movie Santa Claus. Scott Galvin ends up falling off the roof when he's honored, of course, as Santa Claus. And so what happens in the event that you fall off the roof? Unfortunately, nothing. Your homeowner's policy does not protect you against any personal injury that may happen on the premise of your home. It does, however, your guest. Where this gets sticky is in the event that you have a vendor that falls off your roof. Hopefully, they have their own insurance that would, of course, pick up the damage. And that's why it's very important, of course, to make sure that they have their own liability insurance and workers' compensation for the companies that you do hire. That way, you're avoiding the crossfire and being sued down the road. Of course, in the event that there is no personal liability for this company or a neighbor is helping you, etc., a family member that lives outside the household, they would all be covered under your homeowner's policy, under the medical for guest medical, and of course, the personal injury. I hope y'all enjoyed this Christmas movie countdown and it kind of got you in the Christmas spirit. We are 2 whole days away. Hopefully y'all have been good this year and Santa will reward you. I know this year is very different for a lot of us. It's been a tremendously challenging year for myself. And so I hope whatever you end up doing for the holidays that you make the most of it and you can have a little ounce of holiday cheer. Ho, ho, ho. And we'll see y'all next week. Merry Christmas.